When that massive 6.6 magnitude earthquake hit, I was right there yesterday, just sitting in my room. I remember saying, "Earthquake, please stop." And then it actually stopped. Then the second one came along, maybe around 11 o'clock at night. Ingrid was there with me, and I can't remember who else was with me, but I was busy writing, and then the earthquake happened again. I said, "Stop." And then it stopped too. You should be thankful. Yeah, you should thank me. Because if I hadn't made it stop, a lot of things would have been destroyed and you could have died. So you should be grateful that I was the one who stopped the earthquake. I'm not saying this without any witnesses, okay? There were witnesses, a lot of them. They were all around me. I yelled at the earthquake when my chandelier started shaking like that. "Stop," I told it to stop. "Stop now."
Pastor Apollo Quiboloy, I will use the approbation of the KJC. Pastor Quiboloy took advantage of me when I was a minor, making me believe that I should not question his abuse because it was wrong to question the father.
When you're out in public minding your own business, trying to get from one destination to another, let's say to catch that scheduled train, and suddenly a kid around the age of 12 comes up to you to sell a snack. What would your first instinct be like? Probably to get to that scheduled train, or get this whole thing over with, or to help this kid out so she could, or he or she could earn money for that day. The first instinct you would have is obviously to buy that snack she was selling out of just pure goodwill. You wouldn't be thinking logical that first in the morning. All you want to do is at least help someone out, or help this kid out right in front of you. However, it is also one of the modus operandi of the scheme to sell you snacks, and that snacks will go towards a certain organization, and that organization is a religious organization, Kingdom of the Jesus Christ, and the story of Apollo Quiboloy. Disclaimer: this includes sensitive narrative from the victim and such acts of graphics in a way, as the victim will tell her experience on the Senate trial committee. There was an old man standing in front of the podium giving a speech by saying, "My fault is that the God thinks I'm single, which causes women to come after him, and when he declines, this said woman," which he was referring to, "would end up embarrassed and turn the narrative against him." So how did people get enticed by the Kingdom of Jesus Christ? There was a Filipino man, 76 years old now in 2026. His name is Apollo Quiboloy, born in Davao City, Philippines. Apollo Quiboloy is an evangelist leader who built the Kingdom of Jesus Christ in 1985 in Davao City, after he heard God whisper to him, "I will use you," while attending an event by American pastor Billy Graham in South Korea in 1973. And that's how he based his organization. He also became known as the appointed Son of God. According to him, though many people raised a doubt over the years on what he is claiming for, basically by saying appointed Son of God. It even gotten to the point that they accuses him as a false Christ, in which he would interpret that as Satan would camouflage himself into the angel of human being to lead against the appointed son. Another instances of Quiboloy live on his TV channel Word of Wisdom on October 30, 2019. According to him, when the earthquake hit the Philippines with a magnitude of 6.6, he yelled at the ceiling of his bedroom, "Earthquake, stop." Then the earthquake stopped. He also added that when he was with his associate that time, another earthquake occurred and he yelled, "I said stop," and that earthquake stopped on its own. He also stated that people should be thankful that he was there to stop the natural disaster during live on television, as if he was the only one who could stop this thing and people should believe him. From the way he was telling this on his speech, this audience clapped their hands and their audience clapped at their hands and laughed at his words. As if that is such a miraculous words. Quiboloy also owned executive jet and helicopter. Not only that, according to KOJC's website, they have over 7 million followers in 200 countries and 2,000 cities. As for the percentage of its income from tithing, according to Hontiveros, one of the senators of the Philippines, they presented an overseas Filipino worker based in Singapore, who alleged that she and among other domestic workers were pressured and harassed into giving 90% of their salaries to Quiboloy. One of the victims, alias Amanda, gave her statement on her experience about the Kingdom of Jesus Christ during the Senate hearing committee, where she was introduced to KJC because her dad became a full-fledged believer of KJC. Again, KJC stands for Kingdom of Jesus Christ. In 2009, she was 12 years old at the time when her family started attending the KJC. A year after that, in 2011, Amanda, along with her little sister, became an active member of the group. In 2012, these two girls both got baptized under the KJC rites, and from then on they officially became part of the group. This was the beginning of doing odd jobs such as selling snacks, Christmas ornaments every Christmas, as well as giving envelopes to strangers out in the street to solicit money. The two sisters were both kids at the time, so they had no choice but to obey the coordinators of this group. And if they refuse, they're gonna get called from the KJC office, where they would end up scolded, and disciplined through physical acts. In December 2012, a man named Marlon Rosette recruited Amanda to sing Christmas songs along with his group, named Son of David Orchestra. They were told that they're gonna sing in front of Apollo Quiboloy's house in KJC compound in QC or Quezon City. This is the first time they're gonna meet Apollo Quiboloy, not just any random man, but the founder himself of the KJC. So they were elated to hear that they're gonna perform right in front of him, because only a few people only get chosen by the group to perform to someone as big as Quiboloy. So when they finally faced him, Quiboloy responded with, "Oh, these are the Caesar," as if he already has an idea with the two kids standing in front of him. In July 2013, she was 16 years old, Amanda, when she and her sister got promoted to close pastorals. There they were moved to the dorm of KJC compound, which located in Davao City, and also the main branch of the KJC. By the time she turned 17 years old, the activities of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ being given to her felt extremely uncomfortable, which was different from the favors that she received in when she was younger. She remembered clearly in September 2014, she just finished a tribute program activity for KJC, which started from dawn until later that night. Amanda was about to head to her room to sleep after that long day of tending to the program. The whole dorm seems quiet and people were already deep asleep when one of the pastoral workers calls behind her. She turned her head over her shoulder, and this pastoral said, I've been looking for you since you left the field. Why? Is something wrong? She got confused because everyone should know that she's doing the activity. Well, Miss Jackie wants to meet you in the dining area of the Bible school. In her mind, every time any pastoral seeks for her, there was always a task hidden under the contribution for the KGC. At least that's what she was told. Although she has been in this group for 5 years now, she knew there is a job assigned for her, and she doesn't just know at what extent. She started questioning things like, well, what is it this time? Is she going to recruit people again as well, like the pastoral did, to increase the followers of the group? Despite the fact that she's confused about this, she decided to still meet Miss Roy that same night. When Amanda goes to the dining area, Miss Roy turns over her shoulder and sees Amanda walking up towards her. As Amanda gave her respect and greetings toward the old lady, Miss Roy went directly to the point. Amanda, this is the connection to the appointed Son of God, and that connection is to be a part of the ministry, and that not only that, but to offer yourself to the founder of the Kingdom of Jesus Christ. That includes and most importantly is to massage Quiboloy, which we'll refer later on as the night duty. Ms. Roy also stated that this is a special privilege for Amanda to be chosen one to serve Quiboloy because not many people had that opportunity to be chosen by him. The pastoral also added that Amanda shouldn't doubt anything that is about to happen inside the room with Quiboloy, as well as that she needs to get ready, such as taking a bath, blowing her hair dry, making herself smell good for that night. At this point she was 17 years old, getting confused with all the things that this old lady was asking her to do because first of all she came here in this church to serve the religion by praying and doing other religious practices. Is this included in the religious practices? Was she here to do sexual intercourse? Because that seems like it, from the way this Roy is insinuating. Obviously no. She's minor and doesn't even thought of doing lustful things out of all places. The sacred place called church? That's absurd, and yet she doesn't have a choice but oblige to Miss Roy. Because she didn't have the choice to refuse to begin with. Before taking a bath, Miss Roy took a smell on Amanda's pajama set, and she smelled the pajama. And when she smelled the pajama off, or to the certain smell that Miss Roy was trying to do, or Miss Roy is anticipating, Miss Roy let Amanda her own set of pajama which has buttons on the pajama top and also the pants, as well as giving her lotion and perfume by the brand of Bath and Body Works with the scent of Be Enchanted, specifically because apparently this is what Quiboloy's favorite scent to smell. In which, from what I found online, it says it has a sweet and fruity floral scent that fits perfectly for young teens. After she finishes getting ready, she goes to Quiboloy's bedroom, located in the Bible school, with the perfume on and lotions on as well. In that room, there are two doors. One of the two doors is already wide open, so that was the door she first entered to. That one door is leading to another door where Amanda knocked on. Miss Roy opened the door from inside and let Amanda walk in by guiding her to the old man sleeping on his bed and snores loudly in deep sleep. At first, Miss Roy guided Amanda to sit by the feet of this old man, which is by the way Quiboloy. Miss Roy then demonstrates the way to massage Quiboloy's body by starting first on his feet. From then on, this lady told her to wait for Quiboloy's further instructions. She also threatened Amanda that if Quiboloy hadn't said anything, then she wasn't allowed to leave the room until he says so. After the pastoral left, Amanda, alone with Quiboloy, Amanda started to massage the feet of Quiboloy, going up to his back. Although she was exhausted from a long day out spending time from the program that day, she still pushes through herself and gives service to Quiboloy. Mind you, it was already 2 a.m. at the time, and she was supposed to be sleeping in her own quarters, yet she was here in Quiboloy's room. Quiboloy then woke up and told Amanda to sit up in the middle of his bed. She obliged and crossed her legs to continue massaging him. He then stood up and sat in front of her. He started unbuttoning the top of her pajama top until he took the shirt out from her body. He instructed her to turn her back to him, in which she followed his word, and thus he unclasped her bra, and then he grabbed her shoulders and pushed her down the mattress. Once she was laying down, Quiboloy then get on top of her. He pulled down his pants, and his thing was touching hers down there. He then kisses her neck where Amanda quickly stiffens. She wanted to scream for help and ask this man, what is he doing right now? But then she remembered she has no right to question whatever is happening right now. Be very cautious on the way they worded things out. Think of it this way. Would a person in their right mind touch you without your consent? Because for them, that is what you should do in the name of their religion, because the action was justified in the name of their supreme being. Not only that, but also, is it justifiable to give a certain amount of percentage of your salary to the church just because they told you so? Isn't giving extra money to the church is out of pure goodwill to help out with the church and their infrastructure, and shouldn't be forcing you to give what, 10, 20, 30, heck, even 90% of your income to the church. That is all. That is the case of Apollo Quiboloy and the church, or the group of organization Kingdom of Jesus Christ. Bye.